and welcome back to another Formula Frauds video. Here with a brand new series. It's crazy, isn't it, Krish? Another one.
Is it a brand new series?
Yeah,
Have we never
predictions.
done this?
We've never done a predictions before. It's our first one.
Jamie, I think you're chatting shit. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up our YouTube videos right now.
Right, okay.
To fact check you live on camera.
Make sure to not show any of our credentials.
We have done a predictions video. We did our entire 2026 F1 driver standings predictions.
No, but this is individual race predictions, Krish. I mean, it's totally different.
Fine. What was I not supposed to show our viewers?
Our credentials, I was going to say.
These are our videos.
Jeez, we're popping off.
I know, right?
We're growing. We're a growing culture.
Mate, I know. Our latest video has got 20 views, believe it or not. That's that's incredible.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it really really makes you think. You can make it big in this world.
Anyway, welcome back. It's lovely to have you all. What we're going to do is go through some of the stuff that happened during this amazing break.
Whoa. Hold your horses, Jamie. You know, you got to lead up to the interesting parts. You got to tease our audience a little bit. So, since the last time we saw you guys, we have made a league racing video. We have. What else have we done, Jamie? Is that it? Is that the only thing we've done?
That's literally all we've done. It's literally all we've done.
Fuck. Okay, now
we've been trying our best to get out content to you guys, but it's been rather difficult at the moment. It takes a lot of editing, a lot of work.
Editing sucks ass, but we also don't have. Listen, if you're watching this right now, share our video to some of your friends. Because we need more viewers so we can one day afford. Well, one day I can afford a better mic and a camera, and one day we can afford an editor so we don't have to do this fucking editing. I say we. It's mainly Jamie, but you know, I'm there for moral support. That's a lie. I will be editing some of the videos, but it's probably gonna be slower than what Jamie can do. Anyway,
yeah, great content.
Enough foreplay. Let's get to the let's get to the penetration.
Whoa. Okay, there's times when you can say that word and times when you can't, Krish. Come on.
Well, this is one of those times. You know, am I wrong? We've just had the foreplay. It's been fun. And now let's get to the action.
Okay, let's get to the action. Go on then. What action are we witnessing today?
So I want to talk about some of the stuff that's happened while we've been gone, which is firstly Stefano Domenicali and his interview on Autosport. What the fuck? Like, he basically came out and said, "Guys, there's nothing wrong with F1 right now. I don't know what you're on about. We have he, and I quote, said, "Everyone loves F1 right now, and all the fans really, really like F1. You've lost 35,000 followers or more than that. I think it's 350,000, something like that. People have unsubscribed from F1 TV. You've got multiple big name, like mainstream, not just mainstream media like Sky, I think Channel 4, if that's still going, talking about how the rules suck ass a little bit. But they're kind of tiptoeing over the fact they suck ass. They're kind of going like, they suck ass, but also give it a bit of time, in their very PC way. And there's also people like big podcast, big podcasts and big YouTubers like P1 and The Race and
the Joe Rogans.
The Joe Rogans, sure, why not? To be fair, the only one I can't lie, the only one that I've seen complain about this is P1, but there are probably other big podcasts like YouTubers, F1 YouTubers, who also talk about how the rules are a bit ass. So I don't know where he's getting his information from, but clearly he might just be a flat earther at this point. He's just making up information.
Great. I've actually I think compared to a lot of F1 fans, I have been very supportive of this rule set.
We know you've been gooning over these new rules, but
I'm just happy to not have just the race be the start and that's it. But I do understand the overtake and the repass is so gimmicky, and it's good. It's refreshing to see, but after 2 races, it really dropped for me. That's when everything just sort of it hit the fan, that it wasn't as interesting as I thought it was. Is what I'm
well, it peaked when you said Australia 2026 was the best F1 race you've ever seen. So
it was great. It was great. Nobody knew what they were doing, which I thought was hilarious.
Jamie, the next thing you're going to say is Michael Massey did nothing wrong in Abu Dhabi 2021.
He did absolutely nothing wrong. He just gifted the champion to who he wanted to give the championship to. So
it was a well-deserved championship for Max Verstappen. Shut up.
Absolutely.
To be fair, if either of them won actually fairly, then yeah. If Max won and it wasn't rigged, then I don't think anyone would be saying that he didn't deserve it. But
anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. He's got 3 more or something. Anyway, it's all good.
Yeah, let's move past Abu Dhabi 2021. Talk about the shitbox that is Red Bull. But yeah, I think we'll see with the rules. You say that. I get the point about it. The race doesn't finish in the first 2 laps, but it kind of does, because that you can literally predict so far anyway what the races have been like, which is Mercedes get a shit start. They qualify pole or P1, P2, worst P1, P3, let's say. They get a shit start. The Ferraris get a good start, and then a few laps later they pass them. And that's it. So it's literally the same thing, just with a middleman of some. Do you know what it is? It is. It's like. Oh my god! I have to think of the most. I can't say what I wanted to say, but it's like.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I've got another analogy. It's literally edging. Okay, it's like you fucking yerking it for a little bit and then just stopping. That's what it is.
This is going on the internet. What are you doing?
Well, it is. But it is. It's literally you being edged, and then the finish is just Mercedes win anyway. The edging is Ferrari. Ferrari overtake Mercedes.
But you in any other season of F1,
It feels good in the moment, but then the climax is Mercedes win anyway, and then after that you're just you're done.
Yeah, okay, but I have to say, if it was any other season of F1, I feel like if it wasn't this rule set, Mercedes would be just flying off into the distance. That's it, job done. And it would just be them 2 fighting each other. But very often they've been out qualified. And overtaken at the start, which makes things really interesting because they're actually having to fight their way back through the pack. So this is my only argument when it comes to this rule set that has made things.
Yeah, but I would argue you saw that in 2025 with Red Bull and McLaren, because McLaren fumbled it so much, and it was less artificial because they actually did fumble it, and they actually did without the help of let's say. I can't say without the help of battery, because they did still have battery and DRS, but it wasn't the same super clipping and battery management that it is now.
Yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand the premise that it's gimmicky, that everyone's overtaking each other or using the battery, and then they're just able to repass again, and it's all about how you use the battery rather than actual racing. Yeah, so I kind of understand that, and I guess that you have to be a bit more tactical about it. But in a way, I kind of like that at the same time, because I like that the drivers actually have to think about it and strategize on the fly.
Yeah.
Which they haven't had to do in
But
the entirety.
I'd argue to an extent, yes, but a lot of the deployment is done by the onboard computer learning how the learning. Firstly, they have a base setup on deployment, and then I think the way that it works, from what I understand, is that it adapts to the driver's style or what it does lap to lap. But it sometimes gets things wrong if the driver suddenly decides to change the deployment, or if they do something one lap compared to that's different compared to the rest.
I think that's something they probably should get rid of. They should make it so that the drivers have to manually change the deployment themselves.
Yeah, I'd like to see that as well. But so on that note, the thing that we haven't yet talked about is the fact that there are rule changes for Miami. They've changed, I think, the battery allowance in qualifying. They've dropped it by 100 megajoules or something like that. I don't know the exact values. I'll figure that out for the next video we do. But there are changes.
They've also reduced the amount of maximum deployment you can have during overtake mode as well. So
yeah, and they also have the MGU-H or the MGU-K kickstart thing. So if it detects that there's not enough power to the car on start, the MGU-K will kick in to stop situations where they just basically stall on the start. They take forever to get off the line, to prevent it to be less dangerous than it was before, which I think is a positive thing.
I mean, I think there's always risk in racing. And I think, starts specifically, that's not really an issue. What the issue was the closing speeds, like that we saw in Japan between Behrman and Colapinto.
I think that is also, they're doing stuff to help with the closing speeds. I can't remember the exact changes. Something that we'll have to look up for.
I think again, it's the maximum deployment you can have on the battery per second. So like how much wattage you can deploy from the battery.
Yeah,
that's what they've reduced.
Okay, and then they've also introduced like emergency lights or like another lighting system to warn drivers of slow starts and things like that, which is something that we were talking about that they should do. So that's all interesting. Will be interesting to see in Miami. With your point about the start, I would say it was an issue, because you remember that start where, was it Lawson that got off the line really slowly, or someone got off the line really slowly and someone had to avoid them? I don't know whether that was Australia or which race exactly it was. I can't remember now.
There's times where that's happened pre this rule set so many times.
But it's not.
Engines has gone off, but it's not to take evasive action.
But it's not like this, because you look at that closing speed, and I can't remember which driver missed the other driver now, but if that driver didn't have the reactions they did, that would have been a huge crash.
I do remember what you got. It was Colapinto, and then Stroll was dead on the start or something. It was something like that, and he did this crazy drift maneuver to get around.
Yeah. Which that to me is dangerous, because that would have been a huge crash.
Yeah, the thing is, right, F1, I know everyone's going to probably slate me for this, but I think F1 cars are so safe now compared to what they used to be when it comes to crashes, and the amount of G-forces that they can take without affecting the driver is crazy. Crash structures wise, much better.
I mean, the safety is improved massively from 4 or 5 years ago, let's say, but even still, it's just like, you think about the crash that who was it, Behrman had in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine that the impact from the launch speeds of these cars are ridiculous as well. So
yeah, but I'd say that's different. That's different from that was not pulling off from a start. That was going full pelt straight into a wall.
True. Either way, I think it is positive that they're personally. I think it's positive that they are doing stuff to reduce the likelihood of that happening.
Yeah.
Because I mean, ultimately, it's for the safety of the drivers, and no one wants to see a crash that will that maybe one day someone won't be able to walk away from because of closing speeds or because of something that could have been prevented fairly easily. But yeah, so what are the other things that
let's stop yapping. We need to speed this up. Come on, Krish. Let's go. All right. Red Bull flippy wing.
Yeah, the Macarena wing. The Macarena wing. Yeah, every success story has its cheap copy, right? So they're copying the fuck's sake, Jamie. they're copying the Ferrari Macarena wing. Yeah, they've actually got a lot of upgrades for Miami. Apparently they were like 12 kilos overweight, and now they're only 6 or 7 kilos overweight. Don't fucking do it. And they've also changed. I was so waiting for you to do it, but they've also changed the front wing. They've changed the side pods and the rear wing, so hopefully it will be less of a shopping cart and more of a Formula One car.
Anyway, I think that I hope that we see Ferrari and Red Bull make strides towards Mercedes. That would be good to see. Obviously McLaren as well. Obviously that.
Yeah.
But the other thing was the other thing was that Nicholas Tombastis was whilst Stefano Domenicali was having all the saying, "Oh, everything's amazing," blah 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 blah. Nicholas Tombastis is like, "Oh, we messed up. We need to reduce this 50% power. It's all we made a bad decision. We were forced to do this by the manufacturers." Now I'm wondering what the manufacturers think of these rules changes, because if they like people like Audi, I love the merch, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I've joined their race team actually. So.
If people like Audi join specifically for the 50% battery power, right? And I didn't know this, but they've cancelled every single other racing series that they do just to join F1, which is crazy. So like they're putting all their eggs in this basket, and now that they're having to reduce that back, make it less relevant to the EU loves electric cars, as George Russell says. Is that a good thing for Audi? I mean, I guess that every manufacturer had agreed, but
I mean, Honda also rejoined F1 because of this, right? So I think this is what Nicholas Tombastis was saying in terms of like being pushed by the stakeholders to go in this direction. But I think leave that for Formula E. Like, it's not. Formula One is Formula One. It shouldn't really be trying to be. I'm not against having electric like deployment in F1. We've had it for years. We had it with KERS, and then more with the ERS system since 2014. But I think now is too much.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling, right? If for Formula E, do you think Formula E would be just as watched as F1, right? If say they had all the current F1 drivers switch to Formula E, right? They were going around Belgium with much higher, bigger batteries, much faster cars, right? Up to F1 speeds, not all these street circuits. Do you think it would be just as watched as Formula One is right now?
I want to say if you were to just take all the F1 drivers right now, move them to Formula E, yes, people would watch it at the beginning because you'd be interested to see how those F1 drivers got on in Formula E. Similarly, I think if you swap the Formula E drivers and put them in Formula One cars, I'd want to say that there'd be some intrigue into seeing how these drivers cope with the different cars. Formula One has a much bigger following than Formula E anyway, so I think you would get quite a few fans just seeing Formula One drivers in purely Formula E cars. I'd be interested to see that. I think Formula E, one of the things that annoys me about it, at least before when you heard about Formula E, was the gimmicks with it, like with the whole fan boost bullshit and stuff like that. Don't know if they still have that, but for me, that just was too gimmicky. And also some of the street circuits that they were racing around, you could say the same about Formula One, where you can't really overtake around certain circuits because the cars are too wide and too heavy and stuff like that. The same with Formula E, except I think they had a lot more street circuits. I might be wrong about this, but
yeah, they do.
But so when you look like some of the onboard footages I've seen of Formula E, like there's no way you could fucking overtake in those cars around certain parts. But yeah, the same argument can be made around certain tracks in F1 too, like Monaco, for instance. But I don't know. I just think that Formula E is Formula E. Formula One shouldn't try to be Formula E because it's not. And I think the attractiveness of F1 is having these cars that go around really quickly, they're really noisy, and they're combustion. I think that's what people want to see.
Thanks for that, Krish.
Yeah, no problem. I'm here all week.
Yeah, you are here all week. All right, let's move on to our race predictions. Finally, actually getting into the deep stuff.
Wait. Just one more thing before we do that. Which actually two more things. So carrying on with your point about the stuff that Nicholas Tombastis said, they're actually considering. They said that they're going to review the rules after Miami as well. So the FIA have said that to see what's working and what's not. And I think they're going to continually do this throughout this season. And they're also considering, at the moment, dropping the electrical power for 2027, so moving it to 60/40 or 70/30. So let's see whether the stakeholders agree to that or not, because if they've been pushing for 50/50, I doubt they will want to switch it. But
yeah,
let's see what happens. And the other thing is, alongside Red Bull having big upgrades this weekend, Ferrari also have big upgrades for the weekend too. So yeah, let's see where they.
I'm pretty sure most teams have quite a few upgrades for this weekend because they've had such a big break. They're able to bring all this stuff forwards, and whether that's just going to be software deployment, we'll see. But for the batteries, anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But yeah, moving on to the predictions.
Alrighty. Are you ready with your 3 race predictions?
I am, off the top of my head. Yes, I am.
Off the top of your head. All right. I've prepped for this. I'm primed. I'm ready. Well, what have you been doing, Krish?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna go into my first one whilst you think about one. And then
I've been prepping in my own ways, Jamie. So
right. He just goes straight with the vibes. Right. Yeah. My first race prediction: Lance Stroll will crash into a wall.
Fuck you. Okay, great. Well, my race prediction is that there will be, I think, at least half the race will be wet. I think there might be a red flag because of the rain as well. Let's say that. That's my race prediction. There's going to be a yeah, what?
Sorry. So we have 3 race predictions. So you're saying half the race is wet and a red flag.
No, I'm just no. Can I just make that one? I'm just going to say that there's a red flag because of the rain.
Flag. Okay, yeah. Fair. All right. Moving on to my second one. Arvid Lindbergh top 10 in the race.
Fair play. That is doable. That's a realistic thing that can happen. My one is that both Aston Martins will finish the race.
Well, that's just cheating, isn't it? But
well, it's not really. I don't think we've seen that. Have we seen both Aston Martins finish before? I don't think we have. I don't think we've had a single race.
Actually, that's a good point. Didn't they both finish in Japan? Am I being?
Did they? I don't know.
Anyway, fair enough. Look, we'll let you have it for this race. If they end up finishing this race and had finished last time, then we'll start banning that for futures.
No, they didn't. Lance Stroll didn't finish.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully they aren't all shaked to bits by the end of the race then.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, for my third prediction, which I'm coming up on the spot, during the race, Zach Brown will come on the radio and say, Oscar Piastri move for Lando.
Okay. Okay. My third prediction is that Max Verstappen will finish in the top 5.
Fair.
But I have low hopes. Look, Red Bull have fucking destroyed my soul this season. Okay? Fucking Pierre Wache and Lauren Mekies, get your shit together, because I'm done crying in the corner of my room.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, moving on to sprint pole.
Okay. Sprint pole. I'm going to say Kimi Antonelli, sprint pole.
I'm also saying Kimi Antonelli, sprint pole.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah.
Traditions. Yeah.
Traditions die hard. Alright, who do you have as your sprint winner?
My sprint winner, I'm going to say George Russell.
Fair. Why are you saying him? Or do I even have to ask?
Well, it was between Russell and Antonelli, so I gave Antonelli the pole. But Antonelli is a bit more of a rookie than George is. Well, a lot more of a rookie than George is. It's only his second season in F1, right?
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Wait, is it his second season or is it his first season? No.
Second season. Is
it?
Yes, he was here last year. He replaced Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton was in Ferrari last year.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. his second season in F1.
How old are you, Krish? Honestly. Anyway. Alrighty. Now you said the only options were Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. I haven't picked either of those.
Because, okay. Who have you picked?
Charles Leclerc.
You think Charles Leclerc is going to get the win?
I'm telling you, with this less battery deployment, right, the Mercedes power units are going to be even more washed at the start, is my guess, right, compared to the Ferraris. So I think the Ferrari is going to dart to the front, and then Charles Leclerc is going to be able to hold on till the end.
But surely, okay, fine.
That's my guess. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Fine. I'm not gonna argue. We'll take it.
Alrighty. Okay, who do you have in P5? For pole position.
For the actual race, for pole, I'm gonna predict Kimi Antonelli for pole.
Fair enough. I have the latte boy himself.
I thought you were about to say Bin Laden for a second.
Oh, same thing. George Russell. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because he's a scout member who goes and helps old people, and goes in a house with loads of balloons to Peru.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, fair play. I saw a picture of him swimming in the ocean with his girlfriend, and the meme was that he looks like a giant.
Of course he did.
The meme was that he looks like a squid, and he kind of does in that picture. To be fair, I'll in the edit we'll put it in the video, but yeah.
He does give me Squidward vibe. To be fair, he does give me Squidward vibes sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, who do you have in P5? Fresh.
For the race. Ooh, for P5, I'm gonna say Max Verstappen.
Fair. Right, I put Ollie the Bearman in P5.
As P5.
Yeah,
fair play.
He's going to make a massive comeback from the sadness of of Japan and gonna absolutely rock the wet like the wet boy he is.
Oh shit! It is wet. Hold on. Maybe I shouldn't put Max as P5 because he's very good in the rain. If it is wet.
Yes.
But you know what? No, I'm gonna stick with that. P5 in the wet for Max.
Yeah. All right. Your P4, Krish.
My P4 is gonna be Lando Norris.
Fair play. McLaren repping.
I know. I switched teams. Red Bull let me down.
Alrighty, I have Max Verstappen in P4.
Oh wet. Shit! Hold on. That just reminded me. We didn't cover one of the biggest news during the break. GP is leaving Red Bull.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He's literally leaving Red Bull to go to the fucking enemy.
Yeah,
to
your
McLaren.
Your team's washed, mate. That's what it is. That's all it is.
The Red Bull. I mean, McLaren may as well just call themselves Red Bull Racing at this point, and they may as well just fucking swap teams.
What do you mean, Andrea Stella? All of these people not from.
No. Do you know how many people they've hired from Red Bull? Rob Marshall, their technical director, Red Bull. Will Courtney, their strategy lead, Red Bull. Now GP, for who's going to be something head of race, something engineering at McLaren.
Yeah, but it's not just McLaren; it's every other team. Like isn't the head strategy lady at Red Bull? I can't remember her name. She's going to Ferrari. So
no, that's not that. Hold on. Don't kill off Hannah Schmitz just yet.
Hannah Schmitz, it's not
confirmed.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's not.
Just rumours. I've been rumoured. Anyway,
yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Mate, mate, at this point, the Red Bull is going to leave Red Bull.
If Hannah Schmitz leaves, that's the final straw, and you will have to start supporting another team because they're going to be a back market team. Alrighty.
But if they hire more French people, yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to become a back market team.
They're just hiring from Alpine.
Honestly, they may as well just fucking hire from Alpine at this point. Like,
Alpine isn't even doing that bad anymore. Oh well.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
I did say Red Bull would be a midfield team this year, though. So
fair enough.
Sadly, I'm right.
Well, even more mid than you said, to be honest. So.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Alrighty. So your P3.
My P3 is Charles Leclerc.
Fair play. Do you think he's just going to get a good start, or what's the reason?
I think he's gonna get a good start. I mean, I would put Hamilton in there somewhere, but I wanted to put Max and Lando, so I think he's gonna get a good start, and he'll get overtaken by the Mercedes, but he'll be able to hang on to P3.
Right, I've gone for P3. Lando Norris. Come on. First podium? Is that correct? First podium.
Would it be?
I think so. First podium.
Did they not get
first podium in the main race?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just been Ferraris and Mercedes up there the entire time.
Well, actually, Piastri got P2 in Japan. So.
Oh yeah, he did. Sorry, what am I on about? Piastri did an absolutely amazing job in Japan.
Mate, you don't know your own team. Fuck
I literally, I know. It's been 5 weeks, mate. Okay, come on, right?
You know what, Jamie? You know what? There's going to be another 3 fucking week break as well after Miami.
You know, we're just going to be like sitting in bed, going to sleep, and just like dreaming of races that didn't happen and reporting on them to you guys. That's what's going to happen, and we're just going to be.
Maybe we should just do that.
Doing misinformation.
Maybe we should just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, alrighty. Who do you have for P2, Krish?
For P2, I've got George Russell.
There. I mean, not much else to say. Is he winning the championship? No, he's not. He's not winning the championship.
No, Antonelli's leading.
Damn it, I forgot about Antonelli. Okay, I've done an absolute wild prediction. Oh well. Right, in P2, again, very wild prediction, but whatever. It's a wet race, okay? Anything can happen, okay? Lewis Hamilton in P2.
Okay. Fair play.
Yeah, I just think the wet, he's just gonna slap this racetrack up, and yeah, it's gonna do well.
So let me guess your P1, okay? Is it by any chance Charles Leclerc?
No, it's not Charles Leclerc.
Fuck.
Okay, who do you have for
P1?
P1? No, you got to go first. You haven't written this down, so you haven't got anything.
All right. Okay. Well, I said Russell was a P2, so Antonelli is going to win the race.
Boring. Mercedes domination again. Come on, you can't have that. I put George Russell for P1.
For fuck's sake. So you've killed Charles Leclerc. He's not going to be in top 5.
No, he's monegasque. He doesn't know how to drive in the wet. He's just going to spin. He's going to go in the wall.
Brilliant.
He's
Brilliant.
stupid.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Sorry, Charles Leclerc. Jamie.
This is my logic. Big brain.
Jamie doesn't love you.
Also, I may be British bias here, but I've literally predicted a top 3 British podium.
Is this conscious British bias or subconsciously? It's just come out.
Yeah. Also, it's in Miami, so like anyone who doesn't speak English is just gonna be, also we forgot to say one last final prediction for the entire race weekend. That's non-racing related. Go on, Krish.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna?
That's non-racing related.
Yes.
I think Max Verstappen is going to lose his shit on the radio this weekend.
That's very likely. Very, very likely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it every weekend, so is that even a prediction?
But does that count as a racing prediction or not? I don't know.
I don't know. It's debatable. We'll let you have it.
Okay. In that case, I am going to predict. I'm going to predict that Martin Brundle says the word penis on his grid walk.
What? Okay. Well, thanks for that insight into the future.
Yeah. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
I'm getting my glass ball out, right? And I'm saying that there is going to be a yellow flag or a red flag or something, and there's going to be an interruption to race proceedings of some sort, whether that's during practice or whatever, because some American lovely man has decided to throw a frisbee onto the racetrack.
Right. Okay. So you reckon that some twat is just going to throw a frisbee onto the racetrack?
Yes. Exactly.
You know what? Fine. I think that has more of a probability of happening than Martin Brundle saying the word penis.
I think it probably does. Anyway, look, if anything if anything of these ones come true, by the way, they have to be crazy enough so that you get 5 points if they come true. So I'd say that's true.
I'll give you this, Jamie. If what you're saying happens, I'll pay you £10.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to say the same thing back, but.
Why are you scared that that's going to happen?
Yeah, I'm scared that's going to happen. Yeah,
You're seriously scared that Martin Brundle, the esteemed Sky Sports pundit Martin Brundle, live on television is going to say the word penis.
Yes, like he could just stub his toe or something, and instead of swearing, just go, "Oh, penis,
penis."
Anyway,
mate, I think.
Anyway, on that bombshell,
Great. So we're copying Top Gear now.
Yes, we are. We just copy everyone. That's what we do.
Fuck.
Do you not know that about us, Krish?
I mean, we are the frauds. So
we are literally the frauds. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. It was very good to see you all. Please like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.